Am I in the twilight zone? I must be in the twilight zone. This can't be real life. This I'm having a nightmare, right? It hasn't been 24 hours since I just recorded a rant about Walter Thurman and his issue being a pothead. Suspended 4 games. Hasn't even been 24 hours since I put that video up. And I've been going back and forth with people all day about how, hard I'm being on the issue, I guess. And now Browner is popped again for PED, facing this time a 1-year suspension. Unbelievable. So in my video, okay, my last video, my grind my gears video, I had said that that for me personally, I have a level, a measure of acceptance when they get popped for the performance enhancing drugs. I said it and I meant it. But I have very little, if any, acceptance for the recreational drug use, and that one. And again, just to reiterate, I don't give a fuck about smoking weed. All right, we've all smoked weed. But making the poor decision to do that recreationally when you know that it can have an adverse effect on your career, one, and your team, well, your career, two, your team, one. That's what I don't accept. But anyway, doesn't matter if it's weed. Doesn't matter that it was weed. It wouldn't matter if it was Coca-Cola. If it's not supposed to be fucking had, then you don't have it. But anyway, we're gonna go back into that, I don't think. But now we got Browner popped again for PEDs. Now I said that I had a level, a measure of acceptance, but this goes over my line. It's almost 1 year to the day that the last issue. So almost 1 year. I mean, what was it? It was a week or two later, or something like that, right? Hey, this is over my line. Okay, look, I say that most players do performance-enhancing drugs. I'll retract that. I'll say a lot of players do performance-enhancing drugs. Okay, a lot of them do. But if you can't figure out how to do it without getting caught, then if you don't have the presence of mind to, to do what you got to do to not get caught, whatever it is. I don't have any idea how the piss test, cycle works, how, the frequency of the piss test and whatever the case may be, or do a test in the off season or what. I don't know any of that. All I know is that it's been said by players around the league over the years that most players do it, but only a few get caught every year. Okay, so those got to be the ones that are doing it so haphazardly, so irresponsibly, okay, that they're getting caught, right? So hey, you know what? I would be more upset if Browner was actually playing, but Browner, we may not see Browner to the playoffs anyway. Well, not now. But, I mean, I'm sure maybe he'll probably appeal it and we'll get him through the rest of the season. And then he'll miss the first 8 games of next year if he stay on the team. But staying true to what I said before, because I know one person in particular would jump right on my comments if I were to go back on what I said. Standing true to what I said. If you cut Brandon Browner, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Like it or don't. Hate it or love it. We have to have players on our team that can be consistent and that can be counted on. That's my opinion. Richard Sherman was in the conversation because it was suggested or that he failed his piss test or whatever. He failed a piss test, but he successfully appealed it. So anything from the point that his piss test or his suspension was successfully appealed, from that point forward, everything else is just opinion. The fact is that he appealed it, and it was reversed. Okay, so you have to at least err to the side of innocence. You have to, because it was appealed and it was overturned. It was reversed. So you have to err to the side of innocence. Okay, you have to err to the side of innocence if you aren't convicted of crime. Doesn't matter. Opinion is opinion. Opinions are like assholes, right? Everybody got one, right? But if a person is tried and not convicted, you have to at least err to the side of innocence, whether you really believe he's innocent or not. So I don't want to hear about Richard Sherman. But forget the whole drug talk. Forget the PEDs. Forget the weed. Forget the DUIs. Forget all that shit. Anything. It doesn't even have to be a substance abuse issue. Anything that happens that causes a negative effect to the well-being, to the moving forward of the team, the player is showing a disregard, okay, for the team. A disregard. Now, I'm sure there's obviously exceptions to all kind of shit, okay? But anything that shows blatant disregard to the team, personal decisions being made, personal actions that show disregard or very little regard to the team should be acted upon with extreme prejudice. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So again, what I say about Thurman, if they don't cut him, I'm not gonna boycott the Seahawks. Okay. I'm just saying, and does he deserve a second chance? Well, from what I've been reading up on, the fact that he's getting a 4-game suspension means he's already been in trouble before. So it's not like he just made a mistake. It ain't like he sat in the fucking car with his homies and hotboxed and just inhaled a little bit too much secondhand weed smoke. All right, and he was up there smoking tough. All right, so Brandon Browner, he just went through this last year. Hey man, the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall. And again, I'll say it again, I don't care who it is. If they pop Russell Wilson for smoking weed, the writing's on the wall. So, it's a very sad thing. The only thing that's not so bad about the Brandon Browner issue is, shit has turned out to be true, is because he's not playing anyway. It'd been nice to possibly have him back, in the playoffs, but what an opportunity for Maxwell and Lane. What an opportunity for them to come off the bench and play some football. Maxwell is kind of a big body. He can hopefully hold the outside, and Lane can move well. So I think Lane played nickelback anyway a lot. So yeah. But yeah, man, crazy. The Seattle Seahawks. Oh man, Stario 84. Anyway, that's it. I don't even know what to say right now. That's all. Go Hawks.